All right, we're going to talk about finding the domain and range from a given set of data. It could be a table, it could be ordered pairs, it could be a graph, or it could be a mapping diagram. But first I need to talk about what domain and what range is. So the domain of data are the x values. It's also the input and the independent variables. And then the range. The range is the y values, the output, or the dependent variables. Questions could ask these, what's the range? What's the domain? In multiple different ways. So it's important that we know all the different vocabulary terms that really mean the same thing. So I use this acronym called Dixie-Royd. Oops. Right here. It just helps me kind of remember what goes with what. So Dixie is D-I-X-I. That stands for domain, input, x values, and independent values or variables. Those are all the same thing. So I know if it's asking me for the domain, it's asking me for the x values. ROYD, R-O-Y-D, stands for range, output, y values, and dependent variables or dependent values. So I know that if it's asking me for the range, it's asking me for the y values or the outputs or the dependent values, anything like that. So Dixie-Royd is going to be a really helpful thing for you to take note of, for you to remember in your head. So it can look different ways when we write it. So we'll do a couple examples. Don't worry, I just wanted you to see and have an example of what it looks like. So a discrete graph, discrete data is when we've got ordered pairs. So a mapping diagram, let's see, let me change my color. We get discrete data from mapping diagram, could be from ordered pairs. A table is discrete, or when it's a graph and it's a scatter plot. Oops, scatter plot. That's when we've got discrete data. And so when we write our domain and our range, it's going to look like this. It's going to look like we write D is, however you want to put it in brackets, and then you just list out what those x values are. And you're going to do the exact same thing for range. If any x values or y values were to repeat, you only have to write them once. You don't have to write them multiple times. In a continuous graph, you see there's no breaking. There are just some dots on there just to show us where it's at different points, but that doesn't mean anything on this graph. We're seeing that it's one continuous line. So the way we're going to write it, our x values here going from left to right is -4 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to +4. So it's saying that x could be any number, including those between -4 and +4. It could be decimal, fraction, anything like that. It could be any of them. Same thing for y because it's one solid line all throughout. Our range is going to be -1 is less than or equal to y, which is less than or equal to 1. So it's saying that our y values go anywhere between -1 and +1. All right, so when we're doing this on a graph, this kind of goes just like we were graphing inequalities. We've got the open circles and the closed circles. Same rules apply. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Same rules apply. So our closed circle is for less than or equal to, greater than or equal to signs. And then our open circle is just less than or greater than signs. Because when it's less than or greater than only, the value we're talking about is not included. But when it's less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, that value is included. So let's find the domain of this first example, which means we're looking at the x values. And because this is a continuous graph, it's not a scatter plot, I know that I'm going to write it in the notation with these inequality signs. It's not going to just be a list of numbers. So when I'm looking at the domain, sometimes I like to do this, domain and range, just so I keep it clear in my head. You don't have to do this, but you can. I'm looking at the x values, and I need to see the smallest x value, which means all the way to the left. So let's see. As far to the left as I see is this right here. I don't think it goes any further left. So -4. There's no open circle right there. So even if it's just a solid line, that is including that value. So we're going to use less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. In this case, because -4 is the smallest, all the other values are going to be bigger. So -4 is smaller than or equal to our x value, which is also going to be less than or equal to our greatest, oops, I'm sorry. All right, so it's going to be less than or equal to x, which we know is either going to be less than or equal to, depending on our dot, if it's open or closed, if there is one. So the furthest right I see us going, the biggest x value is right here. And that's at 3. And it's an open circle, so I know I'm only going to use the less than sign, not the less than or equal to. And that would be it. So we're going to do the same thing for our range, our y values. So I'm going to do the smallest y value, the furthest down on the graph I see. I see that right here at -5, so I'm going to mark that. It's an open circle, so that tells me it's just a less than sign. That -5 is not included in our range. And now I need to write y, and I need to go to my highest point. The biggest y value I see is right here. It doesn't go any further than that. That's at 5, and it's an open circle, so that tells me it's also just a less than sign. So that's it. That's how you would write it when you've got open circles and closed circles. So now we're going to look at this second example on the right. I'm going to do the same thing, find my domain, and I'm going to find my range. Remember, domain is our x values, range is our y values. So looking at this one, to find my smallest x value, I'm going to see how far left the graph goes, and I see it goes right here, but it's an arrow. So what that arrow means to tell me is that this graph is going to go on and on and on to the left forever, infinity. So whenever we have this, but it's getting smaller towards infinity, the way we do this in math is we call this negative infinity because it's getting smaller. And whenever we use negative infinity or positive infinity, that's going to be a less than or a greater than sign, not less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So for my domain, I'm going to write negative infinity is less than x. And now I need to see what my biggest x value is. I'm going to go see how far right this graph goes, and I see it right here. It goes all the way to not negative, all the way to 2, and it's a closed circle, so I know that it's less than or equal to 2. Another way you could write this, because if we didn't have this, it would just be implied that x is only smaller than 2, so you can also just write x is less than or equal to 2. That implies that it's going to be anything possible less than or equal to 2. Either one is correct though. So for our range, let's erase these. For our range, we're doing the same thing, but we're looking at the y values. So what is the smallest y value we see? What is the lowest point on the graph? I see that right there. It's -2, and it's a closed dot, so that tells me less than or equal to. Our range is always going to be y in the middle, and that's going to be either less than or equal to. I just kind of got ahead of myself, but let's see. Our highest point, again, is that arrow, and it's going to keep going up and up and up and up and up forever and ever and ever. So that's actually going to be positive infinity. So with that positive infinity, we leave that just a less than sign, and that is our range. But kind of like our domain, another way we could write it is just without this part. We can cut that off and say, I'm going to flip it because we always like the variable to be first. We could say y is greater than or equal to -2. Y is only bigger or equal to -2. So we've just got a couple practice problems. Example 1, we're going to find the domain of the data, which means we're only looking at the x values. So this is discrete, so how I do that is just to list them out. So my domain is right here. I'm just going to write them. We've got -3, 5, 7, and -2. If this were a multiple choice question though, your answer is more than likely going to be in numerical order least to greatest, so we can always rewrite it. The answer is the same, it just looks a little different. -3, -2, 5, 7. Alright, example number 2, we're going to find the range of the data. Range is our y values. So let's look at it. What is our smallest y value that you see? How low does the graph go? This is the lowest point that I see, and that looks like it's at -3. It's not an open circle, it's just a continuous line, so it's going to be less than or equal to y. And let's look at our tallest point. That's up here at 5, and it's a solid line again, no open circle, so it's going to be less than or equal to 5. And that's our final answer. They only asked us for the range. Our third example, find the domain and the range. We're going to be finding both, which is no problem. We can do that. So first, let's look at our domain. What's our smallest x value? How far left does the graph go? I see that right here at -5. And because it's an open circle, it's only going to be less than x. And now I need to find my biggest x value. That looks like it's over here at 5. And it has a closed circle, so it's actually going to be less than or equal to 5. And so that is going to be my final answer for my domain. So now it's time to look at the range. So for the range, which we know is the y values, let's look at our smallest y value. First, let me get those marks off the graph. Our smallest y value, I see it gets hit multiple times. There is a closed dot right here on the left, but on the right, we also have a continuous line and a closed circle, which means it is included in our range. So our smallest value is -2, is less than or equal to, because this continuous line and this dot, it's always y. And then our biggest y value looks like it's 2, and it's a continuous line, so that means it's less than or equal to. And so that would be your final answer. All right, our last example, we're finding the domain and the range. The domain, our smallest point, our furthest left is an arrow, which tells us it's -infinity, is less than x. Our furthest right side is also an arrow going positively, so it's going to be less than infinity. This is basically saying -infinity to positive infinity is our x values, which means there could be any x value ever. So we can also say all real numbers, or this symbol. Any x value is going to be in this data or on this graph. All right, the range, we're going to look at the smallest y value. Looks like an arrow, so -infinity, less than y. Our biggest y value is also an arrow, less than infinity. Same thing as our domain. We've got all real numbers or the symbol. So that is possible too. We could have all real numbers for our domain and our range. But I hope this is helpful. Good luck and have fun finding the domain and the range.